Hi, I'm Rie. I'm a tasty producer. Today, I've been challenged to take a common food and make it fancy. As a friendly reminder, you can get this shirt or other merch at shopmakeitfancy.com. Let's see what we are making fancy today. Oreos. I have cooked with this before a few times. Cookie is a little bit bitter. It's not too sweet, and the cream is, sweet side, so it's actually very well balanced cookie. It's round, so it's cute because anything round is cute. It's been a while since I had Oreo last time, so let's try. Smells nice, like cocoa powder, and they are saying they are using real cocoa. I like to eat, break half and eat cookie. Nice and crispy. So at Tasty, we've used Oreo a lot. But what I have in my mind is pretty ambitious, so it could be very difficult. I'm worried it might not work. But as always, I'm excited to make it fancy. Alright, here's what I got. Buttermilk, heavy cream, whole milk, sour cream, butter, white chocolate, dark chocolate, and eggs. From the pantry, I got vegetable oil, cake flour, powdered sugar, all-purpose flour, sugar, instant coffee, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder, vanilla extract, salt, and Kahlua. Alright, let's get started. Make it fancy. First, we are going to start with about 12 Oreos. I'm going to scrape the cream part. If you don't have offset spatula, you can just use butter knife or knife. Cream comes off pretty easily. It's tempting not to eat it. Grind up the cookie part. If you don't have food processor, you can just put it in a Ziploc bag and tap it with rolling pin or wine bottle. We have Oreo in Japan. I never seen fun flavors in Japan, but I went to Museum of Failure in Los Angeles a few years ago, and I saw wall full of failed Oreo flavors. And one of them was Swedish fish, but some of them looks really nice, like cinnamon roll. So final texture should look like a sand. Sift ground up Oreo so it doesn't have a big chunk. I have 2 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and shift, 3 cups of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Gently mix. So my dry ingredients is ready. I'm gonna set aside. I have 3 eggs. Just loosen this up. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of Kahlua. And if you don't want to use alcohol, you don't need to use it. But I like using alcohol, yes, so I use Kahlua. I have 1.5 cup of coffee. Coffee kind of gives nice adult flavor. And 1.5 cup of buttermilk. I think some country doesn't have buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk in your country, you can use milk and you can squeeze a little bit of lemon juice. 3 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Just mix. Well, mix wet ingredients to dry ingredients. You can just pour everything at once. This is a recipe I used to use when I was working at the restaurant. It's pretty good recipe, so I highly recommend you guys to make it at home.
Wait, did they use the Oreos at the restaurant?
We didn't use Oreo. Smells so good. I think the smell of Oreo powder and coffee and cocoa powder is very rich, and this is smell very fancy. The nice thing about glass bowl, you can see if it's not under mix. So this is done. I'm gonna set aside. I have 8 by 2 inch cake pan. I have 3 of them. For the parchment paper, we are making origami. and flip the cake pan, find the center, cut straight, and you have perfect circle cake lining. Spray the pan, put the parchment paper, and make sure to spray on the side. Pour butter to each pan, evenly divided. We are going to bake this at 350 Fahrenheit, about 25 to 30 minutes, or you can poke this with toothpick, and if it comes out cleanly, it's ready. We have plenty more Oreos to use, so let's get to it. I have 12 Oreos. Put this in a food processor. So this one I don't separate, just use it as is. Set this aside. 6 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm going to shift it. So the texture is same as the last time. It's almost like a sand. 3 sticks of softened butter. It's unsalted. Add pinch of salt, half teaspoon of vanilla. This is a leftover Oreo cream from cake mixture. Add that. 3 tablespoons of cream and blend until smooth texture. About 1/3 of powdered sugar. I'm doing in a small batches because if you add at once, the powdered sugar fly everywhere and you're gonna make a mess in the kitchen. Looks good. I'm gonna add the last batch. Fold this Oreo powder in a buttercream. You can see nice Oreo speckle in a buttercream. Oreo is very versatile. Oreo can be used for cheesecake bottom. Oreo can be used in ice cream. Oreo can be used in a pancake. A lot of transformation. But I'm not making any of those. Okay, I'm ready to move on. I have 2.5 cups of cake flour, half teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. Again, we are mixing dry ingredients first and set aside. 5 eggs, and I'm going to separate, use each shell and kind of move back and forth. So for this cake, we are not gonna use egg yolks, we're gonna just use egg whites. I have 1 stick and a half butter, 1 3/4 cups of sugar, and cream them together about 2 minutes. And add egg whites, mix them about 2 minutes, and I have 1/2 cup sour cream. Mix until well combined. When you're using baking soda, you need some active agent. If you don't use it, you kind of have metallic flavor that baking soda has. Add dry ingredients at once. Okay, and then add 1 cup of milk. Okay, looks good. You're gonna spray the pan at the cake liner. Spray again. Make sure you spray on the side, then pour. This kind of looks like android blood. If you know, you know. So we are going to bake this at 350 Fahrenheit, about 25 to 30 minutes. If you are not sure if it's baked through, you can use the toothpick test again. So far, it's a little bit simple, but next step is gonna be more ambitious. 20 grams of flour, 3 grams of powdered sugar, 5 grams of crumbled Oreo, and add a pinch of salt. Mix well, 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of oil. And mix well. I already preheated pan over medium-high heat. Pour butter using ladle. You want to make sure pan is hot. You see this like nice bubble. I'm going to flip this. Once outside looks dry, it's ready, and you're gonna just put it on top of the paper towel. So this cookie should look like lacy and look like almost like coral. And you don't need to make perfect circle. If it's kind of abstract shape, it's also really cool. So this is what I was going for. This is something very crispy, not like a pancake or crepes. Breaks easily. It's like a cookie. Nice and crunchy. I'm going to finish rest of the butter and move on to next step. And I'm going to use more Oreos. I have 12 Oreos. Put it in a Ziploc. You just wanted to make it rough chunks, like pebble. So I have 12 ounce each white chocolate and dark chocolate. I'm going to microwave every 30 seconds until completely melted, and I'll be right back. Chocolate is melted. Pour chocolate over parchment lined baking sheet, kind of spread evenly. If you don't have offset spatula, you can use spoons, knife, or rubber spatula. Sprinkle these Oreo bits. Do the same with dark chocolate and spread nice and even again, and sprinkle Oreo bits. And you want to do this before chocolate is set, so Oreo sticks. This is super easy, cool dessert. You can put other stuff like pretzels and stuff. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator about 30 minutes until it sets nicely. We have Oreo cake, white cake, and Oreo buttercream. My white cake is a little bit domey on the top, so I'm going to trim a little bit using sladed knife, give a little bit haircut. And my Oreo cake looks very even, so I don't need to trim it. I have a turntable and 8-inch cake board tape so it doesn't move around. First, I'm gonna put Oreo cake, about half a cup of buttercream, spread evenly, put white cake upside down, and another half cup frosting. And this is going to be tall cake, so instead of frosting the side part, at the end I'm frosting side now. Now for the third layer, another chocolate cake. So when you cut it, it kind of looks like Oreo. If your buttercream is too stiff, you can add 1 tablespoon milk to loosen it up. Spread evenly and cover the sides. The fourth layer, the white cake, another half cup Oreo buttercream. The last layer, oh my God, it's scary. This cake is wobbly. What if I cannot make it fancy? The end of the show. Thank you, everybody, coming along my journey. So when you are making tall cake like this, make sure cake is completely cooled so it doesn't fall apart. When you cool the cakes, it's become a little bit more stable. Also, you can use this kind of stick and just stick into the cake, so make it very stable. I feel like cake making is pretty close to construction work because you kind of paint the wall, carry heavy stuff, mixing stuff like cement, to use bench scraper to make it smooth. Make sure you are not pushing too hard. Hold lightly. Put the bench scraper 25 degrees against the cake. Make sure your hand is steady and not moving, and just move the turntable. We are going to put this in the refrigerator about 30 minutes so Oreo buttercream will set. I have Oreo coral cookie, strawberries, and raspberry for decoration, white chocolate bark, dark chocolate bark, and I have a little bit leftover Oreo buttercream, and I have more Oreos. Break some Oreo bark, kind of going for abstract shape, so I want to break it a little longer. You can adjust the size later. Using dab of buttercream as a glue, it's kind of improvised design. So I am not sure how it's gonna turn out. I'm gonna just hope it look beautiful and fancy. The nice thing about it, it has a nice hold, so you can still see nice Oreo speck or buttercream. I'm using white Oreo bark, dark Oreo bark. Right now it looks like Japanese armor and it looks really cool. There is no right or wrong, so just follow your heart. I want to put some Oreo. I have a secret weapon. It's a gold spray. Just like spray and dust it off. I'm gonna use a couple raspberries just to make the color pop. Strawberries. Put some icing on the strawberry and just put around here so it doesn't roll. The last piece of coral, and we are done. Gothic abstract Oreo cake. Very fancy. All right, time to give this a try. This is very tall cake. I just cut a small piece for myself. I have white cake, Oreo buttercream, Oreo cookie, and maybe I'm gonna eat some of Oreo bark. The cake is very moist, it's not dry. Cookie is very crunchy and tasty. It cannot go any fancier than this. Mount fancy. So inside is layer of black and white, so it just looks like Oreo. Overall, I'm so happy how it turned out. I highly recommend you to make at home. If you make at home, please tag me on my Instagram and don't forget to dance, make it fancy.